You are staring at your phone, the screen glowing in the dark, reading the same text message for the 100th time. It wasn't a harsh rejection. It wasn't an insult. It was just a simple word, a soft excuse that sounded so reasonable in the moment. Yet, deep in your gut, something feels wrong. You feel a knot of anxiety tightening in your chest, a quiet desperation that keeps you awake while she is likely sleeping soundly, unbothered and indifferent. You replay the memories, the laughter, the connection, the moments where it felt like she truly saw you, and you try to reconcile that version of her with the person who is now drifting away. You tell yourself you are just overthinking. You tell yourself she's just busy, or stressed, or confused. But the truth is far more painful, and it is a truth most men are too afraid to face until it is too late. You are not being unlucky. You are being managed. You are not waiting for her schedule to clear. You are waiting for her meaningfulness to return, and it never will. The betrayal didn't happen when she stopped texting you back. It happened the moment she used language to shift the power dynamic, turning you from a priority into an option. Most men walk through the dating world blindfolded, believing that if they just give more, wait longer, and love harder, they will eventually be rewarded with loyalty. They believe that patience is a virtue that women respect. But in the brutal reality of female psychology and sexual dynamics, patience without standards is seen as weakness. When you tolerate ambiguity, you don't build attraction, you destroy it. The tragedy is that she likely didn't start out trying to hurt you. She simply tested the fence to see if it would hold. She threw out a small verbal test, a single word, to see if you would stand your ground or if you would fold to accommodate her. And when you folded, when you accepted the excuse, when you waited for the maybe, you unknowingly signed a contract that gave her all the leverage. She didn't take your power. You handed it to her. Understanding this dynamic is the difference between being a man she desires and a man she uses. Before we dissect the specific vocabulary of manipulation, you need to make a choice right now. Are you going to continue being the spectator of your own love life, hoping for a different outcome while doing the same things? Or are you ready to understand the harsh truths that govern human behavior? If you are ready to reclaim your dignity and stop being a passenger in her game, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. We are building a brotherhood of men who refuse to be played, and the information I am about to share is the playbook you have been missing. This isn't just about getting the girl. It's about getting your self-respect back. The first and most common word used to dismantle a man's confidence is busy. It sounds harmless. It sounds like a fact of life. We are all busy. We all have jobs, families, and obligations. So when she says, "I've just been so busy lately," you naturally want to be understanding. You don't want to be the needy guy who demands her time when she is overwhelmed. So you back off. You wait. You give her space. You tell yourself that once her schedule clears up, things will go back to how they were. But here is the psychological reality you are missing. Busy is rarely a statement about time. It is a statement about priority. In the realm of attraction, nobody is too busy for the person they are burning to see. When a woman is genuinely attracted to a man, she does not let busy become a barrier. She becomes resourceful. She finds the 5 minutes to call you from the car. She texts you while she's in a meeting. She moves mountains to ensure you know you are still on her mind. When she tells you she is busy without offering a counteroffer or a specific time to reconnect, she is utilizing a psychological concept known as intermittent reinforcement. This is the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. If you pulled a lever and won every time, you'd get bored. If you never won, you'd walk away. But if you win sometimes, unpredictably, you become obsessed by being busy for 3 days and then suddenly warm for 1 hour. She keeps you in a state of high anxiety and high dopamine. You start chasing that high. You start working harder for her attention because it has become scarce. She has successfully flipped the script. Instead of her trying to impress you, you are now auditioning for a slot in her calendar. You are analyzing her texts, asking your friends for advice, and wondering what you did wrong. You did nothing wrong except believe the lie that her time is more valuable than yours. So, exactly what do you do when the busy card is played? You must stop rewarding her inconsistency with your stability. Most men make the mistake of trying to fix her schedule. They say, "No problem, just let me know when you're free." And then they sit by the phone. This is submission. Instead, you must mirror her energy. If she is busy, you are busier. You do not ask for clarity. You withdraw your attention. You do not send a follow-up text checking in. You go dark. You focus entirely on your mission, your gym, your business. When you stop chasing, you break the cycle of intermittent reinforcement. You show her that your time is not a cheap resource that sits on a shelf waiting for her to pick it up. If she reaches out later with a low effort, hey, you do not jump. You take your time. You let her feel the void of your absence. A woman cannot respect a man who has nothing better to do than wait for her. The moment you stop accepting busy as an excuse and start treating it as a lack of interest, you force her to either step up or step out of your way. The second word is perhaps the most insidious because it disguises itself as possibility. Maybe. You ask her out for Friday night, and she replies, "Maybe, I have to check my schedule." Or, "Maybe, let's see how the week goes." It feels like a 50/50 chance. It keeps hope alive. But in female psychology, maybe is almost never a yes waiting to happen. It is a no that is afraid of confrontation. It is what we call a soft rejection or a holding pattern. By saying maybe, she avoids the guilt of rejecting you outright, but she also avoids the commitment of saying yes. She places you in a soft cage where you are technically still in the running, but practically speaking, you are parked in the garage while she drives around looking for a better offer. She is keeping her options open, and you are the backup plan. She wants to see if the Chad she really likes is going to call her. If he doesn't, then and only then will she settle for the maybe with you. The danger of maybe is that it triggers the sunk cost fallacy in your brain. You think, "I've already invested weeks talking to her. If I just wait a little longer, she'll come around." You become afraid to make other plans because you want to be available just in case she decides to choose you. This is a position of utter weakness. A high-value man does not tolerate ambiguity regarding his time. If you went to a car dealership and the salesman said, "Maybe I'll sell you this car. Come back in 3 days and I'll let you know," you would laugh and walk away. Yet, you accept this treatment from a woman who has done nothing to earn your loyalty. Maybe is a disrespect to your time. It tells you that she thinks her potential plans are more important than your concrete ones. Here is exactly what to do when you hear maybe. You must treat maybe as a definitive no. You do not get angry, you do not beg, and you certainly do not say, "Okay, let me know." You close the door immediately. You say, "It sounds like you're unsure, so let's just do it another time when you're 100% free. I'm going to make other plans for Friday." And then, this is the crucial part, you actually make other plans. You go out with friends. You work on your side hustle. You date other women. When she texts you at 7 p.m. on Friday saying, "Hey, I can make it now," you tell her, "Sorry, I already made other plans since you weren't sure. Enjoy your night." This is a shock to her system. She is used to men who sit around waiting for her green light. By rejecting her last-minute acceptance, you subvert the dynamic. You demonstrate that your time is a limited commodity that must be booked in advance. This creates scarcity, and scarcity breeds value. You teach her that maybe results in never. And next time, if she actually wants to see you, she will give you a yes. Now we enter the territory that has claimed the souls of countless good men, the word friend. "You're such a good friend," she says. Or, "I don't want to ruin our friendship." Many men hear this and think, at least I'm close to her. If I just keep being a great friend, eventually she will see how amazing I am and fall in love. This is the greatest lie in dating. In a woman's mind, categorization happens very quickly. She has a box for lover divided by provider divided by protector, and a box for emotional utility divided by friend. Once you are in the utility box, it is nearly impossible to jump to the other side through kindness. When she calls you friend, she is telling you that she values the resources you provide, your listening ear, your validation, your money, your rides, your help. But she feels no sexual polarity with you. You have become her emotional tampon. You absorb all her problems, her complaints about other men, the men she actually sleeps with, and her anxieties. You are doing all the work of a boyfriend with none of the benefits. This dynamic creates an imbalance of emotional labor. You are investing heavily, paying into an account that will never pay out. She keeps you around because you boost her ego. Knowing she has a guy who would drop everything for her makes her feel safe and validated, even if she has no intention of ever sleeping with you. It is a parasitic relationship, where she feeds on your attention to stabilize her self-esteem. The more you listen, the more you help, the deeper you dig yourself into the hole. Attraction is not built on servitude. It is built on mystery, strength, and challenge. A friend is safe. A lover is dangerous. By being safe, you have disqualified yourself from being desired. Exactly what do? You must withdraw the benefits of the relationship immediately. You cannot negotiate attraction. You cannot say, "But I did X, Y, and Z for you." The solution is the withdrawal of non-sexual attention. If she says, "I just see you as a friend," you reply, "I appreciate your honesty, but I have enough friends. I'm interested in you romantically, and if that's not where you're at, I respect that, but I can't be your platonic buddy." And then you walk away. You stop liking her posts. You stop answering her late-night texts about her drama. You stop hanging out in groups just to be near her. You must be willing to lose the friendship to ever have a chance at the relationship. Paradoxically, this is often the only thing that can change her mind. When the free attention stops, she feels the loss. She realizes that your presence was conditional on respect and romance. Suddenly, you are not the safe puppy dog anymore. You are a man with boundaries who is willing to walk away. That spark of fear, the fear of losing you, is the only thing that can reignite attraction. The final word is the master of procrastination. Soon. We should hang out soon. I'll be ready to date soon. I'm just working on myself right now, but soon. This is the language of future faking. It is a manipulative tactic used to keep you hooked on a promise that never materializes. It is the carrot on the stick. By saying, "soon," she pacifies your need for progress without actually having to deliver any progress. She buys herself time, weeks, months, sometimes years of your loyalty by selling you a fantasy of a future where everything works out. She keeps you on the back burner, simmering, just warm enough so you don't leave, but never hot enough to boil. Soon is a stall tactic. It is used when a woman enjoys your attention and your validation, but doesn't see you as her best option right now. She wants to keep you in her orbit in case her other options fall through. It creates a state of limbo. You feel guilty looking at other women because you think you are almost in a relationship with her. You pause your life for a potential future that exists only in words. The psychological damage here is immense because you are wasting your most valuable asset, time, You are rejecting real women who would love to be with you today for a woman who might be with you soon. What do? You demand concrete action or you exit. When she says, "We should hang out soon," you do not say, "Yeah, totally." You say, "I'd love to. Let's do next Tuesday at 7 p.m. You force the abstraction into reality. If she dodges, excuses, or says, "I'll have to let you know," you have your answer. The answer is no. You must adopt a mindset of now or never. If she is not ready to choose you today, she does not get to reserve you for tomorrow. You tell her, "Look, I like you, but I'm not looking for a pen pal or something vague. When you're ready to actually meet up, give me a shout. Until then, take care," and you move on. You spin plates. You date others. You live your life as if she does not exist. If she comes back later, she comes back to a man who is moving forward, not a man who is waiting at the bus stop for a bus that never came. The common thread connecting busy, maybe, friend, and soon is that they are all tools of control. They are designed to keep you investing while she risks nothing. They are designed to keep you reactive. You react to her schedule, her confusion, her needs, her timeline. The moment you shift from reacting to observing is the moment you become free. Instead of asking, "Why is she doing this?" observe that she is doing it. Observe that she is inconsistent. Observe that she is vague. And let that observation be the closure you need. You do not need to be angry. You do not need to write her a long paragraph explaining how she hurt you. That is feminine energy. Masculine energy is decisive action. It is looking at the data, her words, and her actions and realizing the math doesn't add up. It is having the self-worth to say, "I am a prize, and I do not audition for a woman who is not excited to be with me." The game only works if you play by her rules. When you stop playing, when you stop accepting busy, when you close the door on maybe, when you reject the friend zone, and when you ignore soon, you flip the board. You become the selector. You become the man who cannot be played because he is not afraid to walk alone. That is the ultimate power. If this video woke you up, if you saw yourself in these examples, don't just watch it and forget. Take action today. Stop texting her. Reclaim your focus. And subscribe to this channel, because we are going to dive even deeper into the psychology of dynamics in the next video. You have the map. Now you have to walk the path.